going on, everybody? Joseph Hadid here for Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your news, your local community. Good morning, sports family. Thank you for tuning in to Worldwide Sport Updates, your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community. It is your host, Joseph Hadid, here, ladies and gentlemen. Friday, August 1st, 2025. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for tuning in, and welcome back. For me, of course. After a 1-week vacation, folks, which I really had an awesome time getting away, spending time with the family and stuff. And I went jet skiing. Jet skiing was the best you could actually imagine as a human being, to enjoy that thrill of a ride, enjoy the waves, enjoy the beautiful water of the Atlantic Ocean it has to provide, with the warmer temperatures hitting your back, and you driving that bike or that jet ski, whichever you want to call it, it was the best. I mean, you could ask for. So, I had a great time. Being in New Jersey for 1 week, and it was amazing. But now we are back to business. We're back to work, and we're gonna we're gonna cover what transpired in sports this past week as we covered the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, MLB, WNBA, college, and MLS. Yeah, and college basketball, college football.
I don't wanna cry.
And when it comes to college basketball, men's and women's, of course, you name it. We have everything for you here, folks, to break it down on what transpired in sports this past week. And we're going to go over that for you. So, again, TGIF indeed, though. Thank God it's Friday. We're ready to close out the week and get ready for this upcoming weekend. And we're here for you, folks. So, wherever you may be, we're going to close it out with you. And we're going to, enjoy it. So, we are officially in August. You know what this means, folks? Now that we are in August, the NFL season is about to crank up. And college football is about to start before you know it. I think it's close to the end of August is when college football starts. But as far as the NFL is concerned, preseason, I believe it starts next week. So, wow. Tremendous stuff. And actually, hold up. I just want to mention one more thing. Speaking of the NFL, they did have a Hall of Fame game yesterday between the Chargers and the Detroit Lions. By the way, the Chargers won that game. The Chargers dismantled the Detroit Lions. I think 34-7 was the final score, if I recall. But that was the first preseason action to start the NFL preseason, of course. But we got more games to come that are coming up. So can't wait to look forward to that. And
I don't wanna cry.
Yeah, before you know it, the NFL regular season starts in September. All right. Let's go over and what transpired in sports this past week, folks. Let's start off with some NBA news. July 25th through August 1st news here. The New York Knicks are eyeing Ben Simmons as a free agent target. The New York Knicks have expressed interest in unrestricted free agent Ben Simmons, who spent last season with the Nets and the Clippers. According to SNY's Ian Begley, Simmons remains a candidate for the Knicks' final roster spot, with New York among several teams monitoring his decision. Other NBA coverage during this period includes offseason roster planning and fantasy analysis, but no major breaking player deals between those dates. Simmons is the potential landing spot in New York. Stands out as the only thing that has been confirmed so far. Verified update in the specified week. So that's the only news that we've been hearing in the NBA so far, is that Ben Simmons and the New York Knicks are showing interest in pursuing him. Alright, let's shift over to some NHL hockey news. The news from July 25th through August 1st. Oilers start Connor McDavid extension talks. With Connor McDavid entering the final year of his contract, the Edmonton Oilers have begun early extension discussions. General Manager Stan Bowman confirmed optimism about securing the superstar long term, though no formal agreement was announced by August 1st. Jets add leadership, Toews, Newquist, and Pearson as their signings. As part of their 2025-2026 roster build, the Winnipeg Jets signed veteran leaders including Jonathan Toews, Gustav Newicks, and Rickard Raquel, among others, to reinforce depth and experience ahead of training camp. These moves, alongside McDavid's pending deal, underscore key narratives in NHL's offseason leading into the next season. Alright, let's shift over to some NFL news. The news from July 25th through August 1st. Here are some breakdowns of what transpired this past week. Terry McLaurin requests a trade from the Commanders. Washington Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin has formally requested a trade amid a stalled contract extension process. Facing fines and sidelined participation already, McLaurin's tension with the organization marks a significant offseason turning point. The team now plans to rely on Deebo Samuel, Noah Brown, and Zach Ertz at wide receiver number 1 role. Desmond Watson must lose weight before practice. Rookie defensive lineman Desmond Watson, at around 450 pounds, hasn't been cleared for team practices. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers require him to meet fitness thresholds before participating in on-field drills. His determination is noted, but health protocols remain the priority. Commanders stadium deal advances in DC Council. Separately, Washington DC's Council approved revisions for the new Commander Stadium project at RFK, projecting $779 million in revenue over 30 years from taxes on stadium operations. A final vote is expected later today, August 1st. So we'll see what their final vote what their final verdict will be later on today. I think we should have some news going into next week, hopefully, on that. If we hear something, we'll break it down for you, of course. But they are supposed to hear something later on today. Alright, these developments capture both internal team dynamics and off-field infrastructure and contract complicities, shaping the NFL's early build-up to the regular season. Alright, let's shift over to some Major League Baseball news. The news that transpired from July 25th to August 1st this past week. Emmanuel Clace placed on paid leave amid gambling probe. MLB placed Cleveland Guardians closer Emmanuel Clace and teammate Luis Ortiz on paid leave starting July 27th while investigating alleged gambling-related conduct. The action is non-disciplinary so far, and they are not permitted to participate in games through at least August 31st. Rockies trade deadline. Rockies, Yankees, Padres among some movers. On July 31st trade deadline, which was yesterday, of course, the Colorado Rockies traded reliever Jake Bird to the Yankees in exchange for prospects Rock Rigo and Ben Shields. The Yankees significantly reshaped their bullpen by acquiring Camilo Bovol, David Benadar, and Jake Bird in response to their poor relief numbers. The Padres and other teams made multiple deadline moves as part of their repair or rebuild strategies. Cubs surge ahead of the deadline. The Chicago Cubs, led by standout performances from Michael Busch and Moises Balastros defeated the Brewers in a key pre-deadline matchup. This victory energized their NL Central push and coincided with trade speculation around acquiring Michael Soroka and celebrating franchise icons like Ryan Sandberg. All right, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's all for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of each other, sports family and YouTube family, of course. Look out for each other. Stay blessed, stay safe. Have yourself a great weekend. Until then, we'll see you next Friday's recorded podcast. Till then, hit the like button, subscribe, share it out, comment, let everybody know what Worldwide Sport Updates is all about. Your podcast, your sports, your news, your local community. All right, this is your host, Hadid.